Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Keith and welcome to my view from the 40. Just finished watching the Calgary-Ottawa game, of course taking place in McMahon Stadium. And in all honesty, it had to have been one of the most Canadian football games that I've seen in a long time. And I don't just mean because it's the CFL, I mean because it was so incredibly polite. Calgary was gracious hosts, Ottawa were gracious competitors, and I don't think they could have been nicer to each other. You get a touchdown. No, you get a touchdown. No, you get a touchdown. No, you get a touchdown. You. Back and forth it went. Defensive struggle it was not. This was a game where every time you would blink, there would be a touchdown. Final score, 43-39. Good news, the offenses are firing on all cylinders. Trevor Harris, coming out of the shadow of one Henry Burris, threw for, wait for it, 425 yards. Bo Levi Mitchell threw for 295 yards. Both teams scored punt return touchdowns. Both teams seemed to score at will. Quite frankly, had this game gone on just a little bit longer, I think Ottawa might have pulled it out. Their biggest, detriment wasn't necessarily anything, one particular play. It was time. It was basically whoever had the ball last was going to win, and in this game, it just happened to be Calgary. Now, here's some tough love. When you wake up tomorrow and you hear the score and you see the score, don't think that Ottawa played a bad game. No, Ottawa played extremely well. They were down, they were able to come back, they were able to make the game competitive. We finally saw a game that ended between these two teams that didn't end in a tie or have to go to overtime. No, these two teams make each other better. But here is the honest truth. It would have been extremely difficult for Ottawa to have won this game. Let me explain why. Ottawa, of course, shocked the country last November by winning the Grey Cup against Calgary, a team that absolutely dominated the CFL in the 2016 season. As is with every opening game when the Grey Cup rematch between the champions Ottawa and Calgary, when it went last week, I know there was a lot of controversy, ends in a tie. Now Calgary has their first home game, their first home regular season game since that Grey Cup loss in front of a capacity crowd. This was a game that Calgary was going to be firing on all cylinders with, and a game, with all due respect, that would be very, very difficult for Ottawa to have come in and won. That isn't taking anything away from the amazing coaching job that Ottawa did, the amazing effort that they put forth, but there's some games that you just have to look at objectively and say, this is going to be a tough one to win. And I thought it was going to be a tough one for Ottawa to win, but they made it extremely close and competitive. So from that, take the fact that Ottawa's going to be competitive on the road. If Ottawa can go into Calgary and put up 39 points, and check your facts, not a lot of teams were able to do that last year. And no, I don't know why my voice just went so high. But teams don't go into McMahon Stadium and score the way Ottawa scored. So when the Argos come to Ottawa next Saturday, I really hope they take their Wheaties, because Ottawa seems to be firing on all cylinders early. Very, very impressive performance by the REDBLACKS. Came up a little short. It's going to happen from time to time. But don't worry. Don't move your chips from the table. Keep them with the REDBLACKS, because I think they're going to do some really great things this year. We have 3 more exciting games this weekend. First of all, tomorrow night, we've got the BC Lions taking on the Toronto Argonauts. Couple of questions there. Is Toronto for real? They looked dominant against Hamilton last week, but was that just a one-and-done type of thing? And can BC bounce back from a heartbreaking loss, last-minute heartbreaking loss against the Eskimos? Speaking of the Eskimos, they're taking on the Montreal Alouettes. Darian Durant, he got the monkey off his shoulder by being able to beat his former team, the Saskatchewan Roughriders. How is he going to fare against the chosen one in Mike Riley? And Edmonton, a lot of people seem to think Edmonton's going to come out of the West. For them to do that, they're going to have to win these games. Can they beat Montreal? And lastly, Rider Nation, the pride and joy of Saskatchewan, can they open up a new stadium and reclaim their winning ways, or will Winnipeg spoil the party? So excited for this weekend. I hope you and yours have a very happy and safe Canada Day. What did you think of the REDBLACKS game? What games are you looking forward to seeing this weekend? Let me know. CFL_fan on Twitter, Facebook.com/WittyWhittier, and WittyWhittier.com. Thank you so much for checking this out. My name is Keith, and that's my view from the 40.